Hello everyone, welcome to VLSI Academy. Today we will understand the evolution of VLSI field and we will discuss the evolution of transistors which has now become the backbone of electronics industry and every hardware today depends upon it. The history of modern day VLSI dates back to 1940s where computers were made using the vacuum tubes. The famous ENIAC computer in 1946 was developed in University of Pennsylvania, had over 17,000 tubes and suffered a tube failure which would take on an average of 15 minutes to locate on every 2 days. Later, when John Bardeen and Walter Brattain achieved transistor action in a germanium point contact device in December 1947, the power consumption reduced dramatically with the use of transistors as switch. In fact, Shockley was the manager of a research group at Bell Labs that included Bardeen and Brattain. The three scientists were jointly awarded the 1956 Nobel Prize in Physics for their research on semiconductor and their discovery of the transistor effect. Few years later, Jack Kelby and Robert Noyce created the integrated circuit by making all the components and the chip out of the same block of semiconductor material. The circuits could be made smaller and the manufacturing could be now automated. This invention was the birth of integrated circuits that changed the world forever. The idea of integrating all components on a single crystal silicon wafer led to the small scale integration in early 1960s and then medium scale integration in late 1960s and then large scale integration after 1970s. William Shockley, after the birth of transistors, moved to West Coast where he started his own silicon device company in the area which is now known as Silicon Valley. His company was Shockley Semiconductor Laboratory. Shockley asked his former colleagues to join him at new company but he couldn't convince any of them, so he went on to hire new fresh university graduates. But in an ironic twist of fate, 8 of his brightest employees left the company just the way he left the Bell Labs. These 8 guys were later on famously called as the traitorous 8. Under the funding of industrialist Sherman Fairchild, they went on to be the employee of Fairchild Semiconductors, and to Shockley's dismay, Fairchild became the industry leader while his own venture failed. Robert Noyce at Fairchild Semiconductors created the first IC alongside Kilby, who was able to make it at the same time independently while working at Texas Instruments. Noyce saw the potential of his invention and in 1968 he left the Fairchild to start his own company and he was joined by the fellow traitor Gordon Moore. This guy was famous for postulating the famous Moore's law after his name, which states that number of transistors on the same chip area would double approximately every 2 years. On deciding on a name, Moore and Noyce quickly rejected the idea of Moore Noise as it was homophone for more noise. Instead, they named the company as NM Electronics for a month, and later on they changed the name of company to Intel, which was short form for Integrated Electronics. Since Intel was already a trademarked by hotel chain Intelco, they had to buy the rights for the name.